So I'm almost on time this go round, but let's talk May 2024 goals. Hey guys, it's me, Kay, and you've arrived at my weird little corner of the internet. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a part-time reseller, mostly on eBay and Poshmark, though I do sell locally at an antique mall and on other online platforms such as Mercari, Depop, and Facebook Marketplace. And like I said, this is a goals video. I used to do them quarterly, and now in 2024, I've been doing them monthly. It helps me stay a little bit more on track with how I am doing towards my goals. I have 15 goals for this year in 3 different categories: business, personal, and financial. I always start with the business just in case you're not interested in the other 2, and then you can click off this video. But if you stay for the whole thing, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate anyone that clicks on my videos regardless. If you stay for 5 seconds and decide that you don't like me and you click off, it's fine. Everything's fine. So anyway, let's get started with the business. So the first is to earn $30,000 from my side hustle. So that includes anything that is not my 9-to-5 income. And this is a rollover goal from 2023 because I did not hit it. I actually did worse in 23 than I did the previous year in 2022. It happens sometimes. So I'm trying to hit that number again, and we'll see how it goes. By the end of May, I had $11,749.72 in profit, up from $10,181 in April, so about $1,600 roughly. Not my best month, but I've also been prioritizing other things in my life because that's just how it goes sometimes. So I'm currently behind, but we'll see what happens through the summer and Q4. Then we have hit 2,500 subs on YouTube. This was another rollover goal, and I'm happy to say that I hit that back in, I think, March. And I just actually hit 3,000, so thank you to all of you who subscribe to my channel. I am so appreciative of it. I've been on YouTube since 2018, and it's been very slow growth for me, which is totally fine. I've accepted that. It's just how it is for me, and it's okay. But yeah, I'm glad to say that is done, checked off. Next is to sell $5,000 on Mercari. Mercari I wasn't really using much in previous years, but this year I started using Vendoo instead of manually cross-listing everything because it was a nightmare and it just took way too much time. So been using Vendoo and listing on Mercari. I don't think I'll probably hit this $5,000 goal, but it's nice to have something to work towards. And as of the end of May, I was at $1,195.78 in sales, up from $870 in April. So that's what, like $300, almost $400, I guess, in sales for the month of May on Mercari. Not bad. Next is to thrift at the bins 15 times. I had 12 last year, once a month, and I wanted to up it a little bit because I prefer shopping at the bins versus traditional thrift stores. The cost of goods is just unbeatable, so I like to shop there. And as of May, I've gone 5 times. So I do have a little bit of catching up to do. And last in the business category is to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram. And to be honest with you, I really don't care about this goal anymore. At the time, I was hoping that maybe I'd be re-invited into the Reels bonus program, which is currently the only real way that you get paid on Instagram unless you're working with, you know, sponsors and things like that on ads. I've kind of been prioritizing TikTok because once you hit 10,000 followers there, you can immediately start getting paid from videos that are longer than a minute. And so, yeah, again, don't really care about this goal, but it's on here, so we're gonna talk about it. And I ended May with 7,916 followers on there, up from 7,898, so 18 new followers. Nothing crazy, but that's a slow growth for me and pretty much all of my social media platforms. It's all right. All right, so moving on to the personal. First is to get my half bathroom fixed. As we know, if you've watched these videos the other 4 months of the year, my half bathroom has a weird electric toilet and the electricity is not currently functioning in there, so I have to get someone in here to get that fixed. Otherwise, we just have a half bath that we can't even use, so what's the point? So yeah, that is my goal for this year, is to work on that. Next is to read 52 books. So a book a year. I read 42 books in 2023, and so I wanted to up that this year, and I've been doing really well in the book space. I read 14 in May, bringing my total up to 45. I up from 31 in April. So again, that's 14. If you want to know what I read, here's the list. Wild Love by Elsie Silver, A Court of Frost and Starlight from Sarah J. Maas, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, Hooked by Emily McIntyre, Assassin's Blade, which is like the prequel for the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, Flawless by Elsie Silver, Ward D by Frida McFadden, Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, all 4 books in the Vicious Lost Boys series by Nikki St. Crow, The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and finishing with Powerless by Lauren Roberts. So those are the 14 that I read in the month of May. Next goal is to achieve 10,000 minutes on the Peloton app. I did sell my Peloton bike, but I've still been active on the Peloton app, whether that's doing meditations or strength or cardio classes, or even just taking my workouts outside and going for walks, which I have been doing with my audiobooks. So I just put an audiobook on and go out for a walk, and I put the Peloton app on as well so that it tracks like how far I'm going and all of that. And I've been loving it. So I'm trying to get to 10,000 because I think it's a nice even number. And I ended May behind still, 2,410 minutes. And I should have 5,000 by the end of June. So yes, I'm definitely behind, but it's about 400 minutes or so and change up from the previous month. So I'm just going slower than I expected. Next is to bring back monthly game nights. We just like to do these as a family because it's fun and it's a way for us to kind of get away from screens and all of that for a little bit of time. It's really hard to track down a teenager, especially, you know, when they're high school age and, you know, they want to go hang out with their friends. It's going to be summer break now. And so, yeah, so we do them once a month and we have been doing those. Next is to visit 2 new countries. I have not yet done any countries for the year. We have not gone anywhere, but we do have a trip planned for July to a country in Europe. So you guys will be seeing that vlog hopefully after we come back from that trip, and we're really excited about going on this trip. It's a little nerve-wracking now that she is a diabetic and we have to worry about taking all of her medical supplies with us, but I think it's good for her to see that she can still do all the things that she wants to do. Just because she has diabetes, it doesn't have to hold her back in any way. So we're making it work. It's just a little bit more stressful on my part because I am a worrier, you know, single mom. It's in my DNA, I guess. So I worry about it a lot more than she probably does, but it's gonna be a fun trip. We're only going for like 4 or 5 days, but it's gonna be fun and I can't wait to finally get going somewhere in 2024. All right, now we have the finance category and we have 5 goals there, and then we'll finish off with this video. So first is to invest 10% of my side hustle income because I would like to not have to work for the man at some point in my life and not be like super incredibly old and not really able to enjoy it by that point. So I've been trying to invest. I started a couple years ago. Last year I did 10% of my side hustle profits, but this year I brought it back down to 10 because I want to also save and put money towards other things, which we'll get to in a minute. But I have been doing that. I do it about this same time every month once I have all the final numbers from my antique booth and things, and then I take 10% of that and drop it into my account. Next is to make 2 extra mortgage payments. This is just something that I have been doing since I bought my house 4 years ago because it puts more money in my pocket if and when I go to sell my home. And since I'm financially able to do so, I have been. And I usually do one the first half of the year and the second half of the year. So when I do the June video, you guys will hear about my first payment. But for May, I had not done anything yet. Next is to reduce my car loan to $10,000. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about my dream car that I now own, and the fact that my daughter is 15 and a half almost, and so that means she will be driving before I know it, and I would like her to drive her own car, not my car. So in order to kind of alleviate the cost of that, I want to get my car loan down to a manageable amount so that I have more available funds to drop into a car for her. And I ended the month of May with $21,900 roughly, which is only like $400 down from the previous month, but I'm working towards it, and I'll probably end up just doing like a lump sum payment towards the end of the year. Next is to have $5,000 saved in an emergency fund. So I have a couple different savings challenges, I call them, that I do. You guys, again, are probably sick of hearing me talk about them, so I'm gonna mostly gloss over them, but if you ever want to hear more about them, just reach out to me and I'll be glad to go over them in more detail with you. But I, as a homeowner and a single parent with a child that has like a medical diagnosis of diabetes, which can be expensive because insulin is not cheap. Just throwing that out there. I want to have, you know, money set aside for emergencies or anything that might pop up. And I ended May with $2,243.98 in there, which is up from $1,749 the previous month. And we're getting into the summer season, and one of my challenges has to do with temperatures. So yeah, we're getting into the good part of the year where I'm gonna be putting a lot more money in there. Like today is Thursday, and I put in $94 because it's 94 degrees. It's hot up here in New England. And then the last goal that I have is to complete a no spend month. I still have not done this. At this point, I don't know if I will be able to with everything going on, and this does not apply to my daughter's expenses, and it does not apply to my business because obviously I still have to keep my business running, which requires me to thrift items because I definitely don't have enough in my home to just throw on the internet and resell, so I have to get it from somewhere, and so that requires me spending money. But personally, I want to do, or at least try, a no spend month where I don't spend anything on myself that isn't a necessity. So don't know, we'll see how that goes. I'm confident I will at least try it. I just don't know if I'll be able to complete a whole 4 weeks because I'm addicted to books, and even though I have a massive TBR with triple digits that I have not read yet, I can't seem to stop buying more. So there's that. But yeah, those are my 15 goals for the year and how I'm doing so far as of May 2024. Let me know in the comments down below how you are doing on your goals if you have set them for yourself. I really, really love that type of content, and I love to try and help motivate other people and just help them stay accountable if that's what they need to keep going. I know I myself do need that. I need the accountability, and I need people to hold me to it. Otherwise, I'm liable to forget or just throw things to the side. It's just who I am, I guess. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it at any point, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube to know what type of content you enjoy seeing from me. And as always, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here in my weird little family on the internet, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.